All right, we're here. We're working with 1.3 midpoint formula given an endpoint and the midpoint. These are the harder problems on 1.3. This should be in your digital assignment, and it is the first problem that you get to when it says given an endpoint and given a midpoint. Okay, so we're going to get started. So here we go. First thing I want to do, I'm going to take the endpoint, call that x1, call that x2. That's my midpoint. I'm using this formula. Same formula we did in class. I just kind of broke it up a little bit so you can set this up. We're going to do it two ways. We're going to do it an algebra way, and I'm going to show you a different way to do it. Okay, so here we go. Midpoint is going to be a 4. This is the x component, so I'm going to do 5 plus the x component. I could put x2 if you really want to. I'm not going to. And I'm just going to solve. Basically, this is cross multiplication, or just multiply by 2. So 1 times all that would be 5 plus x. 4 times 2 is going to be 8. Subtract 5, and we get x equals 3. Okay? Now we're going to do the y component of this problem. Okay, so midpoint y is 3, and that is going to equal negative 6 plus y. Okay, divide by 2. We're going to do the same thing, a little cross multiplication. So negative 6 plus y is just negative 6 plus y. And 2 times 3, that is going to be a 6. So I'm going to add 6, and then we get y equals 12. Okay. So that's kind of the algebra way to do it. We're going to do it a different way. I call this the geometry way. That's just a different way to think of it. It is also technically algebra. So I'm just going to draw a line. I'm going to put a point. I'm going to label this point 5, comma, negative 6. And I'm going to label this midpoint 4, comma, 3. And I'm going to label this point, well, x, y. Okay, what I learned in algebra is all lines, they're linear, they have a slope. They have a consistent rate of, in this case, would be decline. And that's just the way I drew it. It doesn't matter how you draw it. I just drew it this way. So we'll see if it actually is a decline or not. Maybe I drew it wrong. It is okay. So this is basically what you're going to be able to do things. I'm going to look at the x component. I'm going to go from 5 to 4. How did I get from 5 to 4? Well, it looks like I took away 1. Now I'm going to go from 4 to, I don't know what it is. Well, if I'm using the slope principle, I'm going to do the same thing every time. So I'm going to take away 1. So that means this is going to equal 3. Okay? Well, I got it algebra way, 3. So that would be 3, comma. Let's see what else I got. Now we'll do the y's. So getting from 6 to 3. How did it get from negative 6 to 3? Well, you can just use your calculator and figure it out. The way you would do that with your calculator, if you can't do it in your head, is you would do this. Well, 3 minus negative 6. Well, I have a syntax error because I didn't hit the negative part. So I'm going to get 9. So now, and that means add 9. So now I need to go over here to the y. I'm going to add 9 again. So 3 plus 9 would be 12. That's my y component. Got the same thing over here. Okay, and it does turn out, if you actually want to change this into slope, it would be rise over run, so it would be y component over the x component, and that simplified out is going to equal negative 9. So it actually is a negative slope, it is a declining line, but you don't need to necessarily do that. On the next problem, I'm going to show you a kind of different way to do this. It's going to be the same principle, but we're just going to line up the numbers where it's going to be a little easier to figure it out. Okay, and so this should be the very next problem. I'm going to move my little camera, fly my camera in, and there we go. Okay, again, we got the midpoint, and we got the midpoint, and we got the endpoint. And so I'm just going to start this way. I'm just going to write it like this. So this is my endpoint. This is my midpoint. And I'm looking for, of course, some kind of x and some kind of y. Okay? So again, I'm going to take these points, put a little caret here, put a little caret here. How would I get from -3 to 2? Well, again, I'm going to add 1. -3 plus 1 is -2. I'm going to add 1 again. -2 plus 1 is -1. That is going to be my x component. Now we're going to do the y's. How would I get from 7 to 5? 7 minus 2 equals 5. How would I get? Now I need to do the next. 5 minus 2 equals 3. And now I'm done. My final answer is -1, 3. Okay? So basically I've showed you kind of 3 ways to organize it, 3 ways to think about this. We will probably practice this a little more the next time I see you in class, so I can go over this in person. But hopefully this video was a little bit helpful. And so I guess we're done with this video. So I'll see you next time. Bye.